Hello, welcome back to my channel. This will be the second time I'm filming these two videos because for my August faves, what was wrong with that? I just didn't like where I didn't like the setup for them, and I just overall realized that I didn't really like that video, so why put it up? And also it was like 85 degrees when I filmed that, and so my fan was going in the background. It just doesn't sound great. So I'm getting ready to refilm my August faves. Then I also have to film my September faves because I filmed both of those on the same day on October 1st. And even though I like the setup of the second one better, my camera just stopped recording and I didn't realize it. Thanks, camera, you're the best. So I'm just going to, I went ahead and filmed all the footage of the things that are my faves, so it's a little easier than the other video where I was like holding and trying to grab stuff. So we're just gonna jump right in. So for August, my favorite plants of the month were my Alocasia African mask. And what I love about my Alocasia African mask, one is that it is one of my alocasias that doesn't act up. I have a dark star that is like a terror unto the universe, and she is not my friend and we are not okay. But my Alocasia African mask, which I think I got after the dark star, is smaller, it's more compact, but it just like pumps out leaves better than any alocasia I have. Almost all my other alocasias, except for my purple sword, which might make my October favorites. All of my other alocasias are like 2 to 3 leaves at most. Like my dark star currently has 2 leaves, and every leaf that it puts out is smaller than the last. So she's not my fave. But my dark star just has these cute, super curly, weird, my African mask, or my Alocasia poly, or my Alocasia amazonica, because they can't figure out the name. There's a lot going on with that one. It's just beautiful and super quirky and has like almost these architectural details to the leaves, and every time it pops out a new leaf, it's super crinkly and awkward, and I'm like, are you gonna make it? I'm like rooting for it. I'm like, are you gonna be able to get that leaf to straighten out, because it's super crinkly right now, but it always figures it out. So I'm looking at it right now. It's beautiful. So that was my first plant fave of the month, my Alocasia African mask. Another fave of the month was my stringer hearts. Like my stringer hearts, just from the moment I brought it in the house, it's just been popping out leaves like crazy. And then initially I would just wind them around because I really wanted to have a nice full top. And I don't like when people have, so I've seen a lot of people have stringer hearts that are super long and gorgeous, but they're bald on top. And for my stringer hearts, I really didn't want that. I wanted it to have a nice full top and then let it trail over, and so I finally stopped winding it because now it's nice and full at the top. But it's beautiful, and it's just constantly growing like out of control. It's kind of wild, and it blooms like crazy. I've only had it a couple months and it's bloomed 4 times. 2 of those blooms were at the same time. They just went away, and so I guess it has to be happy. I adore her. She's super cute. She's so cute that I got a very good stringer hearts, but that's going to be a while because that baby is real sparse because they're really hard to find, so you just get what you can get. So yeah, so that is my second favorite plant of the month. My third favorite plants of the month, I have 2 of them. It's my Philodendron Micans. I just fucking adore these. Like, I love the cute little velvety leaves. They pop out leaves like crazy. They're already trailing. They're just gorgeous, and when I just look at them every day and I'm just like, what are you doing now? And they just like always have a ton of new growth points, and they're just beautiful. I'm obsessed with them. I'm looking at one of them right now, and it's just like, they're just so pretty. So I really love all of those. And then plant related but not a plant are these plant nursery pots that I have. So like around the time that I really started realizing my plant situation was going to get out of control, I realized I needed to have a way to repot plants as they grew. And I tend to like to buy cute pots, but I was like, I don't have enough cute pots for all the plants that I now have. And so I finally just like realized I needed nursery pots, and I needed them in varying sizes, and I got a bunch, and like I love them. I'm probably going to have to get more of them or get another kind, because I'm definitely, I need more small ones. I have a lot of big ones, and that's great, but like I'm using all of the small and medium ones. But I do really like them. They're super great. I have how many do you still have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 in use right now, and they're great. I love them. So oh yeah, because I have that other baby. Yeah, 5. So yeah, so those are that's my one of my favorite plant related plant related faves. The only other major plant favorite in August was my humidifier. It just like did what needed to be done. It showed up, it showed out, it's consistent. My apartment doesn't have a lot of low humidity. It usually is like between 40 and 50. Like right now, even though it's 77 degrees, it's 58% humidity in here. So it's more, I don't have to run it every day, but when I do need to run it, it's wonderful and it does a great job, even though it's in a really big space. But again, I think that that could be partially contributed to the fact that I have not a lot of low humidity. I have a lot of regular humidity. I have moderate humidity. What am I trying to say? My point is that even though it's in a really big space, it's not having to work to create like 30 degrees of humidity, if that makes sense. Like it's like usually I will run it when it's below 40 degrees to try to get it to 50 or 60. That's I think what I'm trying to say. And it's in my living room / dining room area. All of this space is open, my hallway, my kitchen, and still, you know, for where it is, it does great. So super glad that I have that baby. And I'm kind of thinking about getting another one for my room because it definitely is like, it's mobile, but I wouldn't want to move it room to room. What is that? Sorry, I was looking at the side of it. And I do think that if I start putting more plants in my room, I'm gonna want humidity in there as well. So I might have to get a second one. But I love this baby and it's wonderful. So I think, is that everything for plants? Oh, I had some plant fails in August. So bless. I would say August was a really bad month for my Tradescantia Blushing Bride, and I'll try to insert pictures of how bad it looked. Like I was hitting up the nursery I got it from like all the time, like please, I don't know what to do, it's on its way out. I was like giving it hydrogen peroxide and water baths like as often as I could. It just was unhappy, but I repotted it in some super loose soil and now it's happy. It's actually gonna be in my September faves and you'll just have to stay tuned to see why that is. But yeah, we had a rough couple of months. It was not looking good. When I first got it, it was super big and full and bushy and like super variegated. It lost all its variegation. It was just it was sad. It was not, we did not, no. So other fails in August were my rainbow peperomia guinea. It's a rainbow guinea peperomia. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got that when I got what plant did I get that with? Oh, my Philodendron Birkin, which is also kind of like, I got that from a seller in Florida and I didn't realize it was going to ship bare roots, first of all. And so when I got it, I was like, why did I get this? I think I just didn't want to only buy one plant from them. So I was like, I'll just pop this in too. And I don't love it. And that probably does not help with the situations that it has been in. But like it kept getting like a fungus on top of the soil. And I couldn't figure it out because I had it in a super loose, really well draining soil and I wasn't watering it that often. But like every time I would go to look at it, it had like this like sort of fungus or like fuzz on it and I was just like, I hate you. Why do you hate me? Why do we hate each other? So I changed the soil 3 times and then had to also give it a lot of hydrogen peroxide and water baths. And now, I mean, it's better, but it's certainly not good. Like I had it, I think, too close to the window, even though it's an east facing window and I've always had it in that window or near it, but I had it directly in the window and now it's just like the leaves are super crisp. So like we're still not great and I still don't think it's that cute. And it's definitely not that cute now that it's like in a state of distress. So that is also a plant fail for August. Fine. Oh, this was like the one that I think broke my heart the most out of all of them because the Tradescantia and the Peperomia were kind of like impulse buys, but this lipstick plant that I got, a black pagoda lipstick plant, from the moment it was in my house, I was in love with it. Like I was staring up at it every day. I thought the leaves were beautiful. I thought the shape was beautiful. It was super full. And then I'd had it for a couple weeks and I hadn't watered it and it was super hot and humid. And so finally I was like, I feel like you need water. And I watered it and it just like started dying. And I was like, what did I do to you? Why are you so mad at me? Like I was just trying to hydrate you. And it was just like it was super full and bushy when I first got it. And then it just like all of the little stems were just blackening and it was just crawling up from the ends of the leaves. This was just a traumatic experience. And so yeah, we had we had a very rough couple of months, and I definitely thought I was gonna lose it. And I end up repotting it. I think I went to take it out of the pot, and I saw that the soil was fine because I thought maybe it was root rot. And the nursery was like, I don't think it's root rot. Like, you've only watered it once. It was fine when it left here. Like, how could it be? And I was like, I don't know what else it could be, but it didn't seem like the roots were rotted or the soil was bad. So I think I just ended up leaving it and just giving it like hydro peroxide baths like every time I did water it until it revived. And now we're good, but it was rough. It was rough and sad. And then final like actual plant bomb like fail like is my Pilea peperomoides. It's just like, I don't get the hype. Like, I really, in the beginning, I have such disdain for this plant now that I don't even remember what about it I liked when I got it. Like, from the moment it stepped foot in this apartment, it was unhappy and we had beef. And I've had it for months, and the worst thing about it is it just keeps hanging on. It's not happy. It lets me know it's not happy. It looks like shit, but it won't fucking die. Like, why don't you just die if you're that mad? It even tried to commit suicide the other day. I had it on the windowsill in a terracotta pot, and it jumped off the sill. I said what I said. It jumped off the sill. The pot shattered, and then I didn't know what to do with it because I was like, oh. So I put it in water. Bad idea. Realized it hated water and was dying even faster. Repotted it in a tiny pot that's probably tinier than the pot I initially got it in. That's how bad we've fallen. And now it just looks constantly like trash, but it again will not die. Puts out the like limpest, like most mouth shaped leaves. Like, I've never had those super cute concave leaves from it. It's always just like this situation, and I'm just like, I just wish it would die. Honestly, I can't just kill it because it's still alive, and I wouldn't want to give it to anyone in this state, but like, I hate it and we're not cool, and I just wish it would make a decision. Why is she so indecisive? What is her problem? So that is all of the plant trauma that happened in August. August was a rough month because there was also a heat wave here, and it was just like all my plants were like gasping. It was like in the hundreds. It was just like bad. But yeah, that would be all for plants. So let's jump into something that isn't plants. So like, my favorite hair care products for August, before I cut all my hair off, as you can see, were leave-ins, because especially this summer with everything, I just got so much worse at taking care of my hair that like the only saving grace that I had was leave-in conditioner, and I was putting it in all the time. And so the two leave-ins were my Shea Moisture leave-in, which is well, it'll be here. I don't have them in front of me because again, I just went ahead and filmed that prior, but the first one is by Shea Moisture, and it's like a coconut leave-in conditioner of some sort. And then the other one was my Inner Sense like Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner, and those I still love. I use them now even though my hair's short on this a little bit right here, and they're just perfect. I love them. So they were my favorite hair care product of August. Favorite skincare and health care, or skin health and beauty related products were my Free and True body serum, which was just like, it's like, I really prefer to get emulsifications if I can for body products. Like, I've used a lot of oils and butters over the years, and like, I just have found that as dry as my skin is, I'm dry from head to toe. You can see the first product that I mentioned for my hair was a leave-in, and now the body product is also like moisture. Like, that's the theme of my life, was like, give me moisture. So I just find that products that are like emulsified, just like, they work closer to a lotion, right? Lotion has water in it. Emulsifications have some kind of liquid water, probably water or aloe, depending. And I just find for my skin that works better than having to hop out of the shower while you're wet and slather yourself in oil or butter. Because what you're trying to do when you do that is like seal in moisture to your skin. And so you need to work quickly, and you need to have your skin wet. Because if you put a dry oil on dry skin, or if you put a shea butter or a cocoa butter on dry skin, like, you're just it's just on the surface. It's not going to sink into your skin and actually hydrate or moisturize your skin. So what I really like about the True body serum is that it's like more like an emulsion. Like, you can tell that there's like a liquid water based content in there that will act similar to, I still usually apply it when my skin is wet, but I could, like, if I wanted to reapply later in the day, I could put it on and it would still give me that same like feeling as if I had just applied it while my skin was still wet. That was a long and unnecessary and really involved explanation of why I really like that product. And then my favorite skincare product was my vitamin C serum by, oh, what company is that? I'm blanking, hold on. Lil Fox, I think it's Lil Fox. I am correct. It's Lil Fox Couture, and it's their Haute C. I hate that word. It's so hard to say. Yeah, and that is, I love vitamin C. I go in and out of it. Sometimes I think it is breaking my skin out, but usually it's not, as I'm doing other shit. And so I really just decided to commit again, anew, to vitamin C, because what else are we gonna do while we're in the house in a pandemic and everything is terrible, but like at least try to take care of our skin and body. So that was the MVP product. I've used it for a couple months and I love it, and I think I'm about to be out of it, but that's fine because I have other stuff I can use, and so it's good to empty that. But that's how good those two skincare products were that I emptied them, because I have an obscene amount of skincare. Like it's a problem. Like I need an intervention. That's how much I have, and so for me to go through a product, it like has to be amazing. So final category, favorite drinks of the month. So August was definitely like wine o'clock. Where's the wine? Give me the wine. Like I don't normally drink regularly. I go in and out of drinking, and August just happened to be a month where I drank more than I probably did the prior 2 or 3 months. But even that, it's like I will usually have at most like a couple cans of wine, because I'm one person in one house, so I don't usually buy bottles, but like maybe I'll have between 3 and 5 in a week, and that would be like heavy drinking for me, where it's like I had one maybe 2 nights in a row, and then I skipped a day, and then I had one, and then I skipped a day, and then I had 2, like that, if that makes sense. And so the wine or sparkling beverages of choice were this sort of like, it's like Prosecco in a can. I'll like insert a picture of it here, and it's like a cross between Prosecco and Moscato, so really sweet obviously. But I tend to be like, when it comes to wine, I'm like a baby, and I want it to be like sweet like Kool-Aid. Like that's an exaggeration, but like even for me, my taste over time has changed to where Moscato is too sweet for me. So this was like a sweet treat without being too sweet. So I really enjoyed that. I definitely had rosé in a can. Definitely enjoyed that. And then for outside of wine, I was like on a caffeine kick, even though I don't need to be, because me and caffeine cannot be friends. But me and caffeine have had a love affair longer than any other love affair of my life. But like lately, we cannot be friends. But I had like, August was probably a relapse month where I was like, I'm gonna drink it anyway and like suffer. And so Stumptown has this horchata cold brew. It is so good. I'm obsessed with it. Like I can't think about it, or I'll have to buy it even though I know I'm gonna suffer after, because it's like, it's coffee, wonderful. Cold brew, amazing. Stumptown, even better, because they make wonderful coffee, but then it has horchata flavor. Like, I'm only human. Don't ask too much of me. How can I say no? I cannot. So that definitely, I went hard. I went really hard on that all through August, suffered, and was like, cool, maybe we'll pull back. But even if I don't drink about it, I think about it all the time. So I think that's all for favorites from August. I'm looking. Yeah. And now I'm gonna let you go so that I can film September. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next video, where I may have plant updates for some of my fails. Maybe. You know how you'll find out by watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.